Good evening and welcome to the Global News Update for Thursday, March 31st, 1720. We are broadcasting live from the front page of the American Weekly Mercury. The dispatches reaching the American colonies today describe an empire locked in constitutional debate, sweeping military maneuvers across the Mediterranean, and the immediate physical realities of maritime and local colonial life. At the international desk, we are tracking a fierce legislative battle in London over the Duke of Somerset's proposed peerage bill. On the military front, rapid troop movements from both Spanish and German forces threaten to destabilize the Mediterranean theater. And locally, the Admiralty Court has handed down a severe ruling on a hijacked vessel, while urgent public notices out of Philadelphia reveal an unforgiving labor economy. By reading this 300-year-old newspaper as a live feed of breaking news, we can see exactly how 18th-century colonists processed high-stakes, real-time pressures pouring in from across the globe. We begin at the international desk, inside the chambers of the House of Lords in London, where the government is fiercely debating its own authority. The Duke of Somerset's peerage bill, printed in the center column, was designed for regulating the number of peers. Proponents argue this cap will secure the constitution of the Parliament, but the opposition fears it limits the King's traditional prerogative of granting titles. Down the hall in the House of Commons, the partisan dynamics are equally tense. The lower house reluctantly thanked the King for protecting Protestants abroad, but lingering murmurs remain over the ministry's past legislative failures. This legislative gridlock reveals an evolving British state trying to balance the traditional authority of the monarch against the growing legislative muscle of Parliament. Moving to the Mediterranean conflict, dispatches from Naples report the Imperial Majesty has issued a strict edict prohibiting all commerce with the states of Venice. The decree authorizes the capture of all Venetian vessels, ordaining forces to sequester the effects of their merchants. In response to the shifting theater, military commanders have rapidly deployed 8,000 German cavalry soldiers south to Syracuse. Their explicit orders are to entrench near Catania and prevent Spanish forces from establishing a naval blockade. The political fallout from these maneuvers has already reached Spain. The King has officially dismissed his top minister, Cardinal Alberoni, ordering him to depart the dominions immediately. Meanwhile, out of Petersburg, a Great Council has authorized the immediate construction of 11 new ships of war to bolster Russian naval capacity. These rapid troop deployments, naval expansions, and high-profile dismissals point to a highly volatile Europe, where empires are fiercely competing to lock down the maritime trade routes that supply the colonies. Turning to the maritime desk, we have the conclusion of a major hijacking incident involving the merchant vessel the Mary Galley. The Admiralty Court record states the Mary Galley was retaken by Hickford in a privateer sloop. The court has handed down its judgment. To recover their vessel, the original owners must surrender 1/5 of the ship and cargo as a salvage fee. On top of that steep salvage fee, the original owners are legally bound to cover all additional port charges to release their ship. This single ruling sits alongside dozens of ships logged entering and clearing ports, from New London and Boston down to Philadelphia, underscoring the massive volume of regional shipping. The court's use of specific percentages provided a predictable financial incentive for privateers to recover lost assets, creating a standardized mechanism for maintaining order in a piracy-prone economy. We turn now to the local news desk, covering the surrounding counties of West Jersey. A dispatch from March 31st reports the complete destruction of Robert Bonney's house on Cooper's Creek due to an accidental fire. The structure burned entirely to the ground, taking almost all of his household goods with it. In the exact same county, an identical tragedy struck the home of John Hogg on Timber Creek. A fire at the edge of the wilderness moved with terrifying speed, leaving total devastation in a matter of minutes. A single stray spark meant sudden destitution. Without civic fire departments or insurance safety nets, there was no barrier between a household accident and total loss. Our final segment examines the public notices. After a brief note regarding Matthew Cowley, a skinner relocating his shop, the tone of the classifieds shifts abruptly. The remaining notices are runaway advertisements. Read closely, they provide a stark record of the codified physical realities of unfree labor. The first notice details an Indian woman, highlighting her pitted face. The final advertisement seeks two men from Virginia using highly specific physical identifiers. The text notes one bears elaborate tattoos of the Savior, Adam and Eve, all done in gunpowder. The owner offers a cash reward of £3 for each man returned. These meticulous physical catalogs and exact monetary bounties show the calculated effort required to monitor and reclaim human property within the colonial economy. When we pull back from these individual dispatches, the Mercury resolves into a single, unified artifact. Within these 4 pages, a reader in 1720 encountered a world where constitutional reform, monarchical shifts, and maritime law existed alongside the search for people fleeing for their lives. These disparate events shared the same space and the same real-time urgency, forming the interconnected causal threads of an early modern Atlantic world. That concludes our broadcast for Thursday, March 31st, 1720. To understand the 18th century, we must read grand and local history as they were lived, occurring simultaneously on a single Thursday in Philadelphia.
The Daily Dispatch, history in print.